Hello friends, welcome into the craft room. Happy Friday. My name is Susan. This is Revive DIY and Upcycle Designs. Come on in to the craft room and join me for some no-calorie candy. So come on, we're going to make some a no-calorie candy jar today. Come on in and join me. Isn't this the cutest? Who doesn't like jelly beans? I know a lot of people don't like jelly beans. I enjoy them. I don't eat them a lot. My kids love them. But how do you feel about jelly beans? Let me know in comments. I'd love to know. Hop on into the craft room. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple real quick things over here on my iPad so that I can make sure we are live and in. Yes, we are live. Okay, great. So now I am just going to really quick sprinkle this over into another group. If you guys wouldn't mind, ooh, I'm a little bit shiny, y'all. If you guys wouldn't mind sprinkling it into another group or tagging a friend or anything like that, I would just so appreciate it if you would share my love of creating with the world by just sprinkling it out into the universe. That just means to share. So I would appreciate that if you guys do it. Let me know if you share, because that just makes my heart so happy. Okay, where am I looking here? Okay, I am sharing it into my VIP group, which is just a private crafting group where I can share some insider information with you guys, and that I can do sneak peeks and things like that. Boy, I am really shiny, y'all. I am so sorry. Ooh, it's distracting me. I don't know if it's distracting y'all. Maybe you don't even see it. Anyway, how is your Friday going, you guys? It is Friday, or Friday, whichever one you want to say, because both are good to me. So I am happy it's Friday because that means tomorrow no alarm clock for 2 days. Woohoo! I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I like not, although I didn't get woken up to an alarm clock this morning, so it was much earlier than the alarm clock. But I am always happy when I can take my mornings a little slower. I don't know about you guys. It's just nice to be able to not have to get right up and get going and rushing and doing all the things that you have to do, right? I am going to pin this comment real quick. I am pinning some links in the comments in case you need any information that I am sharing today. You want to look at it a little further. The links in the comments are going to make it a lot easier for you. And I have highlighted a link during the live. You'll know you're live with me if I have a red circle around my profile. If not, welcome to the replay. Thanks for joining me. No matter how you guys show up, it just brings me great joy that you're here. But I did highlight a link during the live for this transfer, and if not, it is in the description if you need to find out about it. It is in our fabulous 50% off special sale right now on my website. You guys, this transfer, you can grab one for $8. $8. And you're probably wondering like, that kind of looks like 2 jars. It's not. I'm going to show you. It's a layering transfer, but it's super easy. The way we lay them out, it's super easy, and you're going to really have fun creating with it. So, all right, I think I have everything there. And make sure you hit that heart button when you hop on and say, hey, let me know where you're watching from. I am an independent designer with Chalk Couture, and I am in North Carolina. So it is very warm and very windy yet again. Windy, windy, windy. And it's 87 degrees right now. So it's crazy. It is crazy, you guys. This weather is crazy. It's like we jumped right to summer. I went out early this morning and it was like, whoa, okay, hot already. Anyway, we're going to make a no-calorie candy jar with this because we're going to use this adorable transfer. Now, you could literally put this on a jar, and if I had a jar that I needed to decorate, I would do that. But you can literally put this on a jar to make a cute little candy jar that you can use for Easter. And then if you wanted to clean it off and use it for something else after Easter, you could always do that, because we're just using chalk paste, guys, which is wet chalk. It dries hard to the touch, but then you can clean it off later if you want, if you're doing it on a glass jar. I want to make mine permanent. So I happen to have this adorable little, and I did go ahead and, so you guys didn't have to watch me painting, I did go ahead and paint it beforehand with a lovely shade, and I'll tell you what that shade is in a minute. But this is a find. Isn't this so cute? It looks like a mason jar. So if you've been, if you know anything about Chalk Couture, you know that we have done mason jar cutouts. And we actually have those on the website. I just didn't have any handy that I could do a project on because I think I used them. I think I might have used them all up during Halloween when I made my cute like apothecary jars. So I happen to have this little guy. I've had it for over a year because I had a planned project for it and I didn't get to it. So I found this little guy at pOpshelf. I don't remember how much it was, but I am sure it was very inexpensive, and it's just called a mason jar layered shape. So it was originally this color, you know, whatever that natural color of, you know, pressed wood or whatever it's called is, and I painted it a lovely shade. You know, I went with this shade. You guys, I have so many paints in these different shades of teal and turquoise and aqua, and just, oh, they're all my favorites. But this is the one I used today. I just used that because I had it on hand. I had bought this actually for a project for Christmas time and didn't get a chance to use it. Remember, I was using those vintage colors, but maybe I did use it at least once, but I have plenty of it. So I went ahead and painted that, our jar, that color, because I was kind of thinking, well, it kind of reminds me of a glass color, you know, maybe like sea glass at least. So I have already painted it. I just want to real quick make sure it's dry all the way, because we definitely don't want to apply our transfer to this if it's wet. And if you have any questions about anything I'm using today, or any techniques I'm doing, or anything that you see that I'm using, please feel free to ask in comments or send me a message. That's what I'm here for. You guys, I'm ready for all this wind to be done, because I think that's why I'm struggling so much with my allergies. I know I get on here every day and complain about it, but every morning I wake up and my eyes don't even feel like they've rested. I even put a cold pack on it first thing this morning between getting my oldest off to school and getting the youngest ready. So I thought maybe that would help, but it just absolutely feels like someone has taken and sandblasted my eye area. So I'll just be glad when all this is done. We're still, you know, the wind's blowing a lot. A lot of our trees are almost done blooming, so but the wisteria is what's in bloom right now, but hopefully that'll run its course soon. But I apologize. So I come on here every day. I feel tired. I'm absolutely exhausted because I'm not sleeping well. Not getting enough sleep, but that's normal for me. But then you compound it with this allergy situation, and I just cannot seem to get a pep in my step. So I'm actually drinking tea today, which I don't usually do, and it actually has sugar in it, which I don't usually do. And it's actually got a watermelon flavor, you guys. Trying to give me a little bit more, you know, energy today. Do you guys have a and I've never eaten there, the place that I'm going to tell you, but I've gotten things for others. You guys, I'm just taking a very light grit sandpaper and just kind of sanding this middle area that I am going to be chalking, where we're going to put our chalk design. I'm just doing that there, just to make sure. I mean, you could take some, you could do it on the sides. You could even take some distressing cream if you want. We could actually do that. I say cream. I don't know why I'm calling it cream. It's just distressing ink. We could try that as well on the edges if you want, because I have some right behind me and I actually know where it is. So let me grab it right quick so that I don't forget that I mentioned that to you guys, and we can actually use that. I just sanded that area. Now we are going to wax this because remember, it's painted, and whenever you work with a painted surface, you want to make sure you wax it so that it protects your transfer from pulling up any paint, or if it's wood, that you also do it for wood. You don't want to pull up any wood slivers. Oh, I could get the lid off. Oh, yesterday, did you guys see me? I was putting it on there and I didn't put it on there right. Did you guys join me yesterday? I used it yesterday. Did you like that project yesterday, guys? It was so cute. I haven't hung it up yet, but it's, oh my goodness. Am I going to be able to get into my wax? Oh, shoot. You guys. Oh no. Oh, I hate when this happens. And this is the only wax I have, so I've got to make it work. Make it work. This is the project for today. Oh, there we go. Whew. Woo. Okay, that was a close one. So this is surface wax available in my shop. You can find it in my shop, and this jar lasts a long time. It has instructions on the back to tell you how to use it, but you just want to put a light layer of wax on the area that you're going to put your transfers. And then once you've got it on there, see if I can put it on right. I don't think you really are supposed to, I never screw it on. I think that's the problem. I just like that. Do you guys do that? And I am just going to kind of take my dryer and warm the wax so that I can buff it. You don't have to do this step. This is just a little extra step. I just do it just to make sure I don't have any big clumps. That's all. What are you guys doing on your Friday? How's it going for you? Mine has been a little chaotic again. This whole week has been chaotic. I don't know why. I don't know why. Okay, so I'm just buffing it out. That just means just smoothing it, making sure it's on there nice, and it's no big clumps, and it's kind of soaked in. You know, ideally, do it 20 minutes prior to when you're going to do it. I don't ever do that, but that's ideal. That's what they tell you. That's what they suggest. Okay, I'm getting ready to lose my bracelet, y'all. Bracelet's getting ready to fall off. Came untied. Oh, I hate when those do that. You know, these little thin strings like that, that if you don't have it tied right. Okay, see if I can do this. This is the challenge, one-handed. One-handed. Let's see if I can do this. You didn't know you were coming on to watch me teach you how to tie a bracelet. No, just a moment. It's just, it'll bug me. If not, I'll have to take it off. There we go. There we go. That's better. Okay, so I am going to mark this transfer because it's the first time I'm using it, and I like to mark the front and the back. And you might be asking, let's see, candy, and this is back, and this is jelly bean. We'll say 1 and 2. How's that sound? Because like I said, this is a layering transfer. So how is this a layering transfer? Let's see if I can show you. Okay, so you'll see there's these little registration marks right on the edges of it. It helps you line them up. But basically it will be numbered. This says A1 and A2 at the top here. So this would be what you would do first, and then you would do this over top of it. You would do this in whatever color you're going to choose, and then let it dry, and then do this one over top of it in whatever color you choose. The same thing down here. You know, you're going to get a full jar of jelly beans, but you don't have to like worry about placement and, oh gosh, are they going to overlap and things like that. We've already taken care of that for you. So this one is B1 and this one is B2. I'm trying to see where the word is that says it. I know it must say it. Maybe it doesn't. It doesn't say it, but these don't say it. Usually if we have more than one layering, we do B. But it doesn't say it, but that means you can use whichever side you want first and then dry those and then do the next side. But they will not, you know, they're created to be spaced apart. Does that make sense? To make it look like a full jar of jelly beans. So that's what we're going to do. And let's see here. I need to look at one other thing. Okay, so now with our cute little jar, we've got to decide how we want to place it. Now we could just put all of our jelly beans in the bottom and put our label up at top. And I think that's really what I'm going to do. Now, what is my inspiration for this? My colors. This is my inspiration for my colors because I think I'm going to use this around the top of our jar after we're done, just as a little, really loose bow. So this is the colors I chose for our jelly beans to coordinate. Now, for the label itself, I think I am going to do it in white. Just because there's white in the background of this, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it in white. The only other option would be maybe like a light yellow, but I think I want to do white. I'm just going to use 4 colors of chalk paste. These are the 4 that I've chosen to go with our ribbon, don't you think? What do you think? Pretty good, right? But then we have a hint of white in there. So I'm thinking, and hopefully, you know what? I may have to change, I'm going to have to change that one out because that's about the same color. So we might have to pick out a different blue. Let's see if I can find another blue that will work. Oh gosh, that jar was not shut all the way. That's not good. That's not what I want. Let me see, you guys. What, that's close to. Let's see. We may just pick us out another color blue. We might just pick us out another color blue. Ooh, I don't like that one. Or maybe, let me see if it still works. I have a shimmer. Hang on. You know, I always have to have at least one shimmer on here, right? Isn't that right? So what I could do is I could do the background in a color and do this in a shimmer, in Shimmer Frost. So let me see what I have. Maybe I'll do one of these colors as the background color. Sorry guys, I thought I had all my chalk paste picked out, but apparently not. So let me see something. Let me see something, because we need another color for our jelly beans too. Which other color do I want? I was looking for one of my blues. I don't know why I'm having trouble finding it. I was thinking maybe this one, if it's still got enough in it. That we could do some jelly beans in it. It's got some. I don't know if it's dry enough or wet enough. We could just do a jelly bean here or there in this color, right? And our blue shimmer, our light blue shimmer. Oh, now I'm all befuddled. I don't know. Maybe we'll just pull Lakeshore. We'll just pull Lakeshore and go with that. Okay, I'm done talking to myself. Now we got to figure out our label here. How about the label? How about the label? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 3, 6, 9, and then 2 extra. So we could use one of these colors. I need things to be kind of equal. So I'm trying to think, I might use one of these colors as the background and use Shimmer Frost as our, the front of our label. That's what I think we're going to do. So let me pull my Shimmer Frost. All right, guys. Now I think I got my act together. All right, let's get started. So I am going to cut my transfer. As soon as I can get it lifted. But all right. All right. I hope you guys are having a good Friday. Do you have any plans for this weekend? Are you already starting Easter activities? Guys, I already feel behind for Easter. I don't know why. I just do. You know, it's my, I mean, what is it? 2 weeks from Sunday? So I guess I kind of am. I haven't done really the first thing. There we go. All done. Now, I am going to fuzz this just, it's brand new, so I am going to fuzz it, but I'm only going to do it like once, because do you see how much silk screen is in there? It's not going to grab really tight. So, and we're just going to kind of do this right here. Trying to decide if I want to make sure that all my jelly beans are going to show, because we may, you know what we may want to do, guys, we may want to make we might want to do our jelly beans first. Hey, let's do that. Let's do our jelly beans first, because I want to make sure my label doesn't overlap it. And you know what I could technically do? I just had another idea. I could use a piece of paper or foam to make the label, if I wanted, and put that on the top to make it kind of a, I could use a piece of watercolor paper. Hey, Let's see if I can find the watercolor paper easily. And if you ever hear a big crash when I'm not on here, it's because something that I moved out of the way fell. Because everything is like a house of cards right now in here. We could do that. I mean, it doesn't have to be watercolor, but we could do watercolor paper. Just because that's what I have access to easily. I don't have any cardstock close by. Let's do that. So you noticed I just waxed that because it is paper, and I don't want my sticker to pull up the paper. So let's do that. Let's just try it. Let's just try it. That wasn't going to be part of my plan, but let's do it. Why not? So if that's the case, then we will do this first. I'm just trying to choose which color I want to put in the background. I'm thinking maybe the orange. Just want to make sure I got enough on there. All right. That's going to make it easy. So we're just going to line this up here. Then I'll just cut it out and glue it on. I do have a fun little surprise at the end of something I'm thinking of trying. Okay, we ready? Let's do it in orange. You guys, I apologize if I miss any comments. I can't always see them on my phone, so if you're on there, say hey. So I am actually going to use orange peel because I feel like that's the color orange that's in here, and it's nice and bright, reminds me of carrots. Squeegee. I'm going to just pull it right out of the jar. And I am going to do the registration marks as well because it's going to help me to line up. And I'm going to be cutting those off anyway. If I was doing it on a surface and I was using the registration marks, I would just wipe it off after I finished. Do you guys have any big plans? Let me know in comments. We don't. Our little buddy actually did not go to school today. We got him up and we started getting him ready, and he ended up being sick to his stomach. I think it's because his allergies. He has very bad allergies too. And even though we're giving him stuff, he's got a lot of drainage going on. I think that it was just more in the morning this morning, and he was just, so he got to stay home. So, I mean, they're going to do a little Easter egg hunt at school. I'm going to leave that over there for right now. They do a little Easter egg hunt at school, and we have a little festival in our neighborhood, so we might participate in that, but it's not this weekend. It's coming up. Okay, so I just did that on the paper. I'm going to go ahead and pull it off. This is going to be my label, and I'm actually making it a label. And if you notice the distressing that's in there, it's supposed to be in there. So that's what makes these silk screen transfers so cool. The fact that you can reuse them, that they're sticky, they work well with our chalk paste, and you get a great image. But then, look, you can add detail like that in it that you might not be able to get in any other medium. It would be much different, or much more difficult to get that in a lot of ways. So, and you can see the little registration marks on the corner. I'm going to leave those. So I'm going to set this over to the side real quick to let it dry. And we'll go ahead and start working on our jelly beans. Now I'm going to need several squeegees. So I'm just going to pull a few of them, of my smaller ones, because I did bring them all back, didn't I? Thought I brought them all back. Oh no, they're still sitting over there. I might have to go get one. Because we are we're using so many different colors. We're using 4 different colors. Let me grab my other smaller squeegees so I don't have to wash it in between and it will be faster. Okay. So now with these, it doesn't matter which one you do first, but when you do it, you will notice it does have registration marks, so you may want to use those. I don't know if I'll use them or not. We'll see. But we definitely, let me set this to the side to dry. We definitely do want to fuzz because I'm putting this on, it's got more silk screen on it. And it is sticky because it's supposed to be sticky. So I am going to fuzz this a few times. Tell me in comments if you like jelly beans. And if so, do you have a favorite flavor? I got ones this year that were, my eyes, you guys, I just cannot see. And instead of struggling and being vain and not putting them on, I should just put them on. Y'all don't care. It doesn't really matter how I place this because they're jelly beans, right? But it will help me for the next transfer. But I got a pack from somewhere. Where did I don't even remember where I got them. But they were gourmet jelly beans. I thought the kids might like them. So they weren't the nasty ones, like, you know, where with what is it, the bamboozled or something like that, bean-boozled, I don't know, whatever it's called. I feel like I have, yeah, oh, that's in the wood. Okay, so now I just placed that transfer on there. Smooth out my silk screen, make sure I have no bubbles, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Didn't I say it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 11. So obviously one color will not, or 2 colors will not get used. One color won't get used as much, right? Yes, one color will not get used one time. Does that make sense? Yes, that's what I was thinking. And that's fine because I think orange is going to be the color that I'm not going to use as much since I'm doing it in the label. I'm going to open up all these. Now this is the other color, Wild Lime. This is one of our new colors of green. And then this is Lakeshore. Okay, I know you don't always have blue, but I'm trying to, like I said, I'm using this as my, kind of my match. I guess I could have done the label in blue, but I'm kind of matching. Gosh, I don't like the blue, y'all. I'm not going to use it. I really don't like it because it's actually this teal color, and I didn't think about it when I painted this. And the teal's just not going to show up, and I don't really like that color. So I think we're just going to use, white, you know, like it's a coconut. I guess I could use a pale, pale yellow. Why is this the hardest part for me every time, y'all? Why don't I just use the pale yellow? We'll just throw a yellow in there. It's okay that it doesn't match perfectly, right? Right? It's okay. Or no, wait a minute. Maybe I could do a light pink. A light pink, and let me show you why. Instead of yellow. Let me show you why. We're going to do a light pink. Because I told you guys, I need things to match, right? I'm going to bring out my peony. Because look, I'm thinking of attaching a bunny butt to the top of it. So, it's got light pink in it. So let's do light pink. And then, I'm using the February color of the month. If you got it, it is fabulous. February color of the month, which is Dream Car. Did I ever stir it? Did I ever stir that, y'all? I don't even know that I've used it other than what was on the lid. Let's stir it. It doesn't look like it's been stirred. So let's stir that. You don't have to stir it every time, but usually the first time, or if it's been a while and you had to add some distilled water to it, you would stir it. But because I don't think that was ever stirred, that's what we're going to do. All right, so let's just get going. And guys, it does not take very much chalk paste for this. A little goes a long way, and they just glide right across our transfers. So it's super easy to apply. Let's see, we'll get one in the middle maybe. But they did have, the gourmet jelly beans I got did have a lot of different flavors. Okay. And then see how pale that green is? That's why I didn't do it, because I was like, oh, it's kind of like it is a yellow. It's got a lot of yellow undertones in it, so. I want to try to move fairly quickly because I want to try to get all the jelly beans done and then pull it up. But I don't want my chalk paste to dry in my silk screen, so. That wasn't what I wanted, was it? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Let's see. Just 2 in the orange. It says, sorry guys, hang on a second. It says, yeah. All right, so. Peel and reveal. Oh, you guys, it already dried. This is what happens. Do you see? It already dried. Already dried in my silk screen. I should have gone ahead and pasted and peeled. That's why you just go ahead and do it instead of wasting your time and wasting your efforts. I'm gonna try one thing that may or may not work. Nope. Okay. Yeah, you guys ever have one of those days where you're just wondering, why did I get up out of bed today? That's what this day is. Okay, well that was my big old fail right there. So what we're gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to go back over all of those. I'm gonna dry it and go back over it. So I'm gonna wash my transfer really quick. I'm sure this will happen to you, so maybe that's why I'm supposed to be showing it. As you can see, we are not perfect either. Should have pasted and peeled. I could tell it was kind of drying quickly, but I still didn't take time. What is that they say? Act in haste, regret in leisure. There you go. That's me. All right, so set this over to the side for a second. We're gonna clean the transfer. I'm gonna show you how I do it. Not what I wanted to show, but that's okay, because in case you guys need it, I want you to see. Okay, so this is just drying mats that I keep down there where I put my transfers on until I can get them to the sink to clean them. So I just spray them with water until I can do that, because I want to keep it moist in my silk screen area so it doesn't make it harder to clean them. So since it's already wet, what I would do is then, whether it was wet or not, I would take a cleaning wipe, not a baby wipe, just a cleaning wipe, any kind of cleaning wipe. Don't use a baby wipe, you'll ruin your transfers. And I am going to, this is the quick and dirty way to clean your transfers. You guys may have seen me do this before, because I have. A lot of times you can reuse a transfer twice before you have to clean it out if you're working on a project, bam, 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 and keep using that transfer. But not like if it's sitting for any period of time. But if I took it off of that and then went to put it on something else right away, I should be able to reuse it. But again, I would have needed to paste and peel. So I just cleaned the front part of that transfer. So now the back part, it still, as you can see, has quite a bit of chalk paste in it. So I'm actually going to spray it with some water again and use the same cleaning wipe. I could use a board eraser also, you guys. But I'm going to use the same cleaning wipe, and I'm going to come on the back. That's why you use a cleaning wipe, so you don't damage the adhesive on the back. If you use a baby wipe, you'll ruin the adhesive. But I am going to clean the back of it as well. So now it's pretty clean. It's not 100% clean, but the silk screen area is pretty clean. I generally take it one more time and clean the front. Just to be sure to get any extra off. And I actually have a little tiny baby piece of board eraser. I want to show you how it's like a miracle worker. I have a little board eraser that I'm just going to take over the front of this, and it's going to pull off any more. I guess I knew. I just pulled this up here today too. I guess I knew. The universe knew that I was going to need this today. So now my silkscreen area is clean, and that's my main concern. The rest of it I can clean better with a board eraser after the live in my sink, but that's enough that I can at least finish my project with it. Okay, so just make sure you don't have anything in your, see how it's sticky already, guys? Just make sure you don't have anything in your silk screen, like I had a little bit of junk on there. So I will just fuzz that again. I'm gonna leave it sit on there for a minute because I want it to dry anyway. So there you go, now you know. Now you know. So I'm gonna let this sit over here and dry, and I'm gonna let my transfer dry for a second. We're gonna go ahead and do the second part of this. So here's our label that we were making. Now I'm gonna take the other part, and I will, actually, I'm gonna put a little layer of wax on top of this as well, because I don't want my transfer to pick up any paint, any of the chalk paste. So I'm going to put a little layer of wax over that area. And you just do that to protect your transfers. It's almost like sealing down the, it's almost like sealing it. And I will also fuzz this transfer. Piece of something on there, y'all. Fuzz or something. You probably wouldn't see it, but it's bothering me. Okay, guys. Okay, guys. We may wait and do our club transfer project on Sunday. I may just need a day to recover from the week. I don't know. It has been a week. All right. So I am fuzzing my part 2 of my it is part 2 of my label for my candy jar. Do y'all ever get discouraged with yourself? Sometimes I get so frustrated with myself when I make mistakes. Okay, I'm going to use my registration marks to help me line up where my label should go. That's what they do, is they help you with that part of it. So that, I mean, you can see through these transfers, so that makes it super nice to be able to line up, but this just helps you even more. But in crafting, everything is figure outable, you guys. There's usually a workaround or a way to fix any mistake. You know, what did Bob Ross used to say? Happy little accidents. So there you go. So now I've lined up on there. And I am going to use my shimmer frost because I need a little bit of shimmer in this project. I just need a little shimmer in my world every day. All right, here we go. I've even taken vitamin D today. I just don't know what's going on. My body is just working so hard to fight against these allergies that I don't have energy for anything else. But you know, moms don't get to stop, so. I have to be pretty bad to take a day off. I'm sure you guys can relate. Got stuff to do and people dependent on me, and you know. All right. Ooh, that looks good already. I can tell. At least that part I think is going to turn out wonderful. Let's see. See? Peel and reveal, my favorite part. You guys, I'm down to no nails again. I did get the stuff off my fingernails, but I'm down to no nails again, so I gotta figure out something. I got most of it off my nails. Look at that. Can you see? Can you see the shimmer? I like it. Maybe that's not bold enough for you. You could always do the shimmer shadow if you wanted some shimmer and darker. That's black, shimmer shadow, or you could have done just black on there or one of the dark colors on top of it to make it really pop out. But I like it, and it shows up just enough. And it says EB Confectioner, handcrafted. So I'm gonna set that over here. Let that dry, and then we'll cut that out. So let's go back to our transfer that we messed up. Not we, me. I'm trying to blame y'all. Wasn't your fault. It was definitely me. All right, so now this is dry, clean, and ready to use again. Now let's see if I can remember how I placed it. Let's see if I can place it right. Right, like this. Just gonna place it right back on there, and I am not going to do that again. I'm going to paste and peel. It's okay. It's okay. I like handmade because it doesn't have to be perfect. So I just replaced that, right? So let's start over here. I'm gonna do the orange first, orange peel first. It's such a thin layer, guys. It's just a very thin layer of chalk, and it just doesn't, it dries quickly. Okay, so I'm gonna peel up what I've already done. See, that's what it's supposed to do. See, that's what you're supposed to get. Okay, yes. Now I am gonna err on the side of caution this time and actually dry it. Speed up the drying with my little air dryer. Excuse me. Just so that when I go to put it back down, it doesn't smear, since I'm kind of working close to it. And then we'll go to our wild orchid. And I thought they were moist enough that it wasn't going to be a problem, because they definitely are moist enough. I think I just didn't move quickly enough. And it's warm, although I do have the air conditioner on, y'all. I know you might not be that kind of household, but my husband is not going to have it over 70 some degrees. So we have air conditioning on no matter what, even if it's the winter and it gets warm. All right, so there we go. And if you apply too much wax, you know, that can happen too, what we've just done. What happened? That can happen. So you definitely want a very light layer of wax, or wax about 20 minutes before you're gonna actually do chalk paste on it, and that way you'll be sure to have, you know, your surface will be ready to receive it. Let's do the light pink. I'm just kind of going down the line here. Let's do our light pink. I'm going to pull that up. Now the pink, I can tell this is peony, and I've had this a lot longer, and I've had to add distilled water to it before, so I could tell this one is a little thicker. So I wouldn't have been surprised if just that one had, but there we go. Oh, something happened to that one. right there. I can touch that up afterwards though. Like I said, I'm not surprised with the pink because peony is a little bit drier already. So I'm not surprised on that one. I can easily touch that up with my little tool after the fact. Right. That's pasting and peeling. You just do wherever you're working on and you pull it up so that the chalk can release to the surface instead of staying on the silk screen. And then you just let it drop. You don't press it back down. Okay, now we're done with that step. Much better. Now you can see your jelly beans. Okay, let me spray that one. We'll dry it and get on and wax a little bit and get on to the next one. Now I'm going to show you real quick how we're going to fix this one little, and I have a little bit of a bleed there for some reason. Oh, that was where I rubbed the water, wasn't it, guys? Yeah, that was where I rubbed the water. When I added water to my finger to see if I could fix it that way, that was a shortcut way. But because I waxed it, I think I might be able to get it off. I had a little bit of a run. There we go. Took off some of my paint, but you can't really tell. I don't think you'll be able to tell once we're all said and done, but let me take a little bit. So this tool is part of our artist tool set. It's 4 things. It's 2 brushes, a big paintbrush, a small paintbrush, this, and then another, where's my other guy? Where's my other guy? Oh, I'm missing him. Where is he? Oh, I don't see it. There's another tool, and I don't see it. Where did that guy go? That goes with it. And these are so handy. I use this tool all the time to touch up areas. And so all I'm doing is taking a little bit of paste and I'm going to apply it to there to fill in where for some reason the paste dried in the silk screen. Now I'm curious where that tool is. Just had it last week. What did I do with it? Okay, let's try this. And I can tell whether it's dry or not, the color, by the color it is usually. If it looks a little darker in one area. Okay, let's put another light layer of wax on here. A light layer, and make sure you buff it so that you don't have the issues that I'm having sometimes because there's too much wax on there. Oh, I did it again, you guys. I keep forgetting it. I need to screw it up. Okay. Now, why don't we cut out our label while and then we'll do our next layer of jelly beans. Let's go ahead and cut that out. That should be dry. Yep, it's dry. So I'm just going to cut that out really quickly. Has the tiniest sliver of orange around the outside of the white, but I'm not going to try to keep that on there. I'm just going to cut like around where the white is. You could include that in yours. And if you're chalking it directly on a surface, then it would still be there, but I'm just going to cut. The shimmer does take a few minutes longer than the regular chalk paste to dry, but it felt dry to me. And you could use just cardstock for this, guys, as well. Doesn't have to be watercolor paper, because obviously I didn't do a watercolor on it this time. But that just happened to be what I knew right where it was, and it was handy. But so now we've cut out our cute little label, right? And we're going to be able to apply that to this. It's going to be so cute. Okay, let's fuzz this. And now, I did not use the registration marks, but hopefully I can place this. Let me look at my picture and kind of see how they had them, because I kind of put it on there differently. So I didn't pay attention to how I placed it. So that looks like that might be good. I kind of probably had it upside down maybe. I want to make sure, I don't mind if they overlap a little bit, but I want to make sure that my jelly beans are like not, it's okay if they do, but I'm going to try not to make them overlap. Because I did not use my registration. That's good. That's why you use the registration marks. Then you don't have to try to place it yourself. But I don't do things the easy way, apparently. And you could even turn it. There. Now nothing is overlapping. Now I just got to pay attention to my colors and try to make sure I don't do them too close to each other. All right, so how about do an orange here and an orange here? Let's do that. Or actually, maybe I'll do one at a time. Let's see. Over here, we might need an orange here is where we might need that orange. Let's see. I don't want to do a pink here, like a dark pink. I could do a light pink here and a dark pink here. Let's do that. Gosh, I didn't think this was going to be hard. It's not. It just takes a little more brain, unless you don't care. I should have done the dark pink first. Okay. Now let's see. We definitely need a green up here. Okay, what's next? It's hard not to get the colors right next to each other, y'all. It's harder than I would have thought. Maybe if I had one more color thrown in there, it wouldn't be, but it's harder than I thought not to get them next to each other. Let's do a hot pink up here. Or do I want it here? One of those is going to have to be orange, I think. Or maybe I'll do an extra orange on this one, and it won't be a big deal. That's hot pink, right? And that's regular pink. Maybe I'll do hot pink here. But hey, if this is the hardest thing you have to decide all day, not too shabby, right? Not too bad of a Friday if this is the hardest thing you have to decide all day. Where to put a colored jelly bean. Now that wood had a little imperfection in it, so I'll have to touch that one up. I don't know why that wood has an imperfection in it, but it does. All right, I think we need another orange. Okay, now what? We might have more orange in this than what I originally planned, you guys, just because of how it's being placed, and I don't like how things are too close to each other. Let's do a green here. I have an idea though that might solve this problem. Ooh, I did still put two greens next to each other, didn't I? But I have an idea that we might could do for the last couple ones. What if we did a hot mess on the couple of them? Could I do that? It's so small, I'm not sure if I could do it. Wonder if I could do it like a combination of on a couple of them. So what do I have left? I have these four. What if I tried doing Because you know, sometimes you have speckled jelly beans, right? Probably should have just done that with all of them. I'm going to leave that there, and we're going to try that same concept with something else. And then whatever is on here already. Oh, I need to peel it, guys. See, I forgot to peel that one, you guys. Why am I struggling? Why today? Why today? Why today? All right, at this point, I just want to get through it. So I keep messing up. I'll definitely have to do something to fix that one. Okay, we have another one here and another one here. Oi, y'all. Do some of that. Do a tab of that. Do a tab of that. Okay. All right, I just have the one I have to fix. There we go. Oh my gosh, you guys. Wow. Wow. Okay. That's okay. That is okay. We can fix it. We can fix it. I am not going to fix it right now. No, should I go ahead and fix it right now, you guys? Let me see if I can show you how we can fix it. If I had that other little tool, it would be perfect for this job. But I want to show you. Where is that tool? It should be here. Where did I use it? I think I must have misplaced it. All right, so what we're going to do is I am going to try to use a paintbrush to fix this. Oh, you guys, I found my tool. I put it in there. I don't know why I put it in there. We're going to try to use a paintbrush, or this is one of the other multi-purpose tools. No, artist tool in the artist toolkit. I am going to try and fix this mistake here without washing the transfer. And we'll just see if I can do it. And try real hard to keep it right in the shape of the, now it's not going to have any cute little like accents on it like the other ones do. Try to keep it like in the same shape. of a jelly bean. It'll just be a little more texturized. There we go. It's a little more texturized, but which just means it like stands off of there a little bit more, but that's okay. What would be really cool with this too is like to put some glitter on the top or seal it with like something that makes it seem like it's a jar, like a resin or something. That would be cool. I don't do resin, but that would be cool if you did resin, right? Here we go. All finished. You can tell the one that I had the doctor. Can you tell it? Can you tell it? Okay. Let's dry that and get on with this bad boy. Most of them should be already dry since I had so much trouble with all right, so let's get on to the next. Shall we distress it just a tiny bit? Let's see. I think let's use I've never seen that. Let's try that. I wonder if that'll even show up. Antique linen, it's called. So this is just a little variety pack of distressing ink. Thought it might be fun to use. I wonder if that will even show up. It's a 4-pack because I like options and variety. So I got a variety of them. And we're either going to use this. Let's see if this shows up. So I'm just going to do this to start with. I don't know if it's going to show up. If not, we'll go to the vintage photo. But what you can do is just take it along the outside. Just going to kind of make it look a little older, a little dirty. You know, because most, not dirty, but older. Age it a little bit. Well, it shows up some because I don't want it overpowering. If you guys can see. So that's done and the other side is not. Can you see how it just adds a little bit of more character to your, like around the edges? That way your jar looks like it's kind of like a mason jar. That's cool. I've never seen that color. It's called Antique Linen. Okay. All right then. And so here's my thought with this little bunny butt, which I got from, it's called a bunny tail pick. This is my thought. As you can tell, I got it from the Dollar Tree. And I may even keep the pick part on there. We'll see. I might do that to help me attach it. I just thought it might look kind of cute, like he was jumping into the cookie jar, or not the cookie jar, but the jelly bean jar, since it is Easter after all. And I am going to get my glue gun. We are going to get that started. I had to charge it. So that's all ready to go so that we can attach our little label right here, right? Because I wanted to place our jelly beans first, but it looks like we're in good shape. I can put that right there perfectly. So I want to take our ribbon. I do not know where I got this ribbon, y'all. I'm sorry. I have no idea. I don't recognize that. If you recognize that, maybe you know where it came from. I don't. I don't remember. The one I used yesterday was like that too. I don't remember where I got that from. So, thanks for hanging in there with me today, guys. I know it's been a little bit of a trial today, or for me anyway. Maybe you don't feel that way. I hope not. I hope you enjoy this no matter what. I just want to share my love of creating with you. And sometimes that involves fixing mistakes, because I don't know if you are, but I am not perfect and I do make mistakes. Sometimes I just fix them off camera and sometimes I fix them on camera. So I like that things are handmade. Look how great that goes together though, right? Isn't that cool that you can just coordinate that? So what I'm thinking is I'm just gonna do enough to make it like a knot. I'm just gonna knot it. And this is gonna kind of go around, almost like you were gifting this to someone, right? Like when you give a mason jar gift, don't you put a little tag on it? So I'm not even gonna do a bow. I think I'm just gonna do like a tie a knot. So that's about how much I need. And I am dovetailing this ribbon. I'm glad I found my little extra tool. Okay. Come on. We've got to be able to glue our bunny butt on there. I could probably even tape it on the back too, but I think it's going to look cute if I glue it. I'm just going to pull it tight. Try to get my, this is always the challenging part for me. Does this challenge you guys? Look, this was why I was practicing earlier, tying my bracelet, right? Tying a knot with one hand. I think I need one more, you know, I always said that, God, I need one more hand. Why didn't you give moms one more hand? But if he did, we'd probably do even more, so it would still not be enough. Okay, can I get you the way I want you to lay? The ribbon facing the right direction, or does it matter? See what I'm saying? Look how cute that is. Just a little, I don't know, maybe we do need a little bow. Or maybe I do it this way instead of tying a knot. Since I made it long enough, I might be able to do it this way, guys. I prefer tying things this way. Maybe I can do it this way. Let's get them even. See if I could do it. I don't know if it'll go tight enough. Well, let us see. Like that? What do you think, guys? Does that work? I'll just kind of position it over here. See if I can get it tight enough. Ow. Bent my no nail back. Isn't that cute? All right, let's see what we got going on. I think we got enough glue that I can get this on, and then we'll let it get a little bit hotter, because this isn't going to take as much. A little bit hotter for my bunny butt, but for paper, I don't need it as warm. Just a little hot glue. Ooh. You look through there, what do you think? I mean, how cute is that? How cute. I don't know if that's gonna work. We may have to end up doing that tie different too. I mean, it might be cute with some beads on it. Y'all, I might have to put some beads on it. You know I have them. You know I have them. I might even have to put a dab of the glue on the back, I think. Make sure I have it over to the side. I may just put a dab of glue to hold it where I want it. Isn't that cute? Y'all know I'm going to grab some beads and put them on it. Isn't that cute? I think my night needs some beads. All right, almost. I think that's probably going to be warm enough in just a minute. Let's see. I need some colorful beads. I do have pom-poms too, but I need some colorful beads. I might have to wait and do that afterwards. I'm not sure because I like to match my colors when I do it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That might be too much. So cute so far. And then we're going to put a little bunny butt on here. Let's see. I might even be able to scooch him down in the ribbon, and then it won't take as much glue. Should have done that before I glued it, right? Y'all, I would think this was my first time on here. I swear it's not. I hope that you guys have been following me and you like what you see. I hope I inspire you to try something. Think outside the box. But look, these are just inexpensive surfaces and things. What do you think, guys? Look, I might not even have to glue that on there. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Almost like a little, and I don't know for sure. I might, I think that's good. I might just add a dab of glue. Just a little bit. To hold it in place. Just to help secure it a little bit. I mean, so easy. Isn't that cute? You guys, so cute. We'll have to, I don't know, I'm gonna think about this ribbon here. I may have to, is he crooked? I may have to tie a bow, little baby bow, or I might have to do the ribbon different. I'm not sure how I feel about it. But I needed it on there because that was my inspiration color, my inspiration piece. But what was I going to show you guys? Oh, I was going to say, I don't know for sure, but it may even set. Oh no, it's too top heavy. I was going to say set on my little board and base, but, or my little simple shape base, but no, it's a little too top heavy for that. So I couldn't do that. But you could easily add some ribbon here and hang it. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with mine yet. Or you could just prop it somewhere. Isn't that cute? I think that is so adorable. And my tag is crooked. My tag's crooked, y'all. I thought it was straight. I thought it was straight. I have to try again. Ooh, I pulled paint off. Ooh, I'm getting low on my glue. Okay, that's the project for today. I'm gonna have to get some more glue from a glue stick. That's my project for today, guys. Hit that heart button if you like it. Let me know what you think. Hey, Kat, thank you. Yeah, cute bunny butt, right? So cute. All right, guys. Well, thanks for letting me come into your world and show you how to make mistakes and fix them. And it still looks crooked. Why does it look crooked on camera? Is it my bow or is it my label? I think my bow might be throwing me off. I think the bow is, or not the bow, the ribbon is throwing me off. Thanks for letting me come into your world and show you how to make mistakes and hopefully how to fix them. Hopefully you got to see that as well. This definitely took longer than because of those, but you know what? If it helped you guys, I'm happy to do it, and I'm happy with the finished product at least. All right, guys, thanks so much. I hope you have a great rest of your Friday night. I hope you have a fabulous start to your Saturday, and wherever you are, stay safe, stay warm, and until I see you next time, be blessed. Bye, guys.